Well, hello, this is Jeff Gaudiosi, and you're on MisplacedStraws.com, where music comes to life. And it's that time of year again where we take a look back at some of the best music to come out over the past 12 months. Now, this was a unique year in that there were a ton of reissues that were celebrating their 40th anniversary. 1984 was a watershed year in music history, and these new reissues look and sound amazing. Check out Born in the USA, Long After Dark from Tom Petty, Synchronicity, and Billy Idol's Rebel Yell. But as we get into the top 20, you won't see any of those on it. Because as just a reminder of the rules, only new music counts. So you won't see those reissues there. And you also won't see Jason Isbell's amazing Live from the Ryman Volume 2, or probably the best record of the year, the Jesse Malin tribute record, Silver Patron Saints. So let's start with some honorable mentions. Great records that just missed the top 20. Scottish band Gun. You might remember them from the early 90s with records such as Taking on the World and Gallus and Swagger. They're back with a record called Hombres. It was a really good return to form for them. Prophets of Addiction had an amazing record with Face the Music. We had the return of John Corabi to the Dead Daisies with Light 'Em Up. Probably the biggest surprise of the year, John Anderson and the Band Geeks released just an incredible record called True. It's the record Yes fans have been waiting for decades. Kenny Wayne Shepherd continues his hot streak with Dirt on My Diamonds Volume 2, and Steve Hackett comes back with one of the best records of his career called The Circus and the Night Whale. We also had the long-awaited release from Joe Denenzone and Stratusferius called Imposter. On to the countdown. So this video will be counting down numbers 20 to 11, and the top 10 will come out next week. Kicking it off at number 20, the Mendoki Soulmates and Memory of Our Future. It's filled with great guests like Nick Van Eed from Cutting Crew, Ian Anderson, Al Di Meola, and many others. This is just a really unique release from Leslie Mendoki and his Soulmates. For my song recommendations, check out that powerful lead track, Blood in the Water. 19, Collective Soul and Here to Eternity. One of my favorite bands ever, and they continue to put out strong releases. This was their first double album, and the tracks really show just the range of this band. From rock to ballads to those fun kind of quirky songs that they're known for. My recommendation is just the beautiful ballad, Bluer Than So Blue. Coming in at 18, and we will see this man a lot as we go through the countdown, Neil Morse and the Restoration, Joseph Part 2. This is the second part of his telling of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. But part 2 is a little heavy on the narrative, weigh the songs down just a little bit as it all gets a little complicated. But as I said, we'll hear more from Neil coming up. But for this record, check out the track Cosmic Mess. Coming in at 17, a new band called Whom Gods Destroy and their record Insanium. First of all, they win the award for Best Band named after a Star Trek episode. But they rose from the ashes of Sons of Apollo. The bandmates in that band, Bumblefoot and Derek Sherinian, brought in monster vocalist Dino Jalusic and created this new band. It's heavy, it's progressive, it picks up where Sons of Apollo left off. Check out the track Crawl. At 16, Art of Anarchy, Let There Be Anarchy. Again, out of the Sons of Apollo ashes. This time, Bumblefoot brought Sun singer Jeff Scott Soto, who in turn brought his TSO and Soto bandmate Tony Dickinson on bass, and they resurrected Bumblefoot's band Art of Anarchy. It's more hard rock than prog. Its Soto sounds amazing as always. The third time's definitely a charm for this band. You may remember they had a record with Scott Weiland and Scott Stapp, but hopefully they'll continue in this configuration. Listen to the song Vilified. Coming in at 15, Eliza Niels and Color Crime. She is one of the great voices in any genre of music. You need to check Eliza out. And this latest blues rock release from her is just continues her streak of great music. There's a ton of great stuff on the record, but the song I'm going to pick is the title track, Color Crimes. It's just this absolutely epic song. It has a strong message for the times we're in, and it really needs to be heard. Coming in at 16, 6 by 6 and Beyond Shadowland. Now, Robert Barry is such an amazing talent, but teaming with Saga's Ian Crichton and Saxon's Nigel Glockler sees him creating some of the best music he's ever done. It is melodic, it's thought provoking, it's progressive. You need to listen to this band. Check out the track The Arms of a Word. Coming in at 13, probably the most controversial pick on this list, Marilyn Manson, One Assassination Under God, Chapter 1. I understand what people think of Manson, but his last record before the pandemic and all the legal trouble, called We Are Chaos, was a bit of a departure for him. He did it with Shooter Jennings, it was really good. But this is back to the traditional Manson sound of Antichrist Superstar. It's heavy, it still has that melodic backing to it. Give it a chance. I think you'll like it. My favorite song from it is called Sacrilegious. Coming in at 12, House of Lords and Full Tilt Overdrive. Again, one of my favorite bands ever, and a band that's really never put out a bad record. The core of the band, James Christian and Jimmy Bell, they're joined once again by Mark Mangold, who really brings the feel of the Greg Giuffria keyboard days back to the band. Their band just keeps putting out strong music. Check out the final track on the record. It's called Castles High, and it's just this proggy symphonic rock masterpiece. Coming in at 11 and ending this part one, Sebastian Bach and Child Within the Man. It's been 10 years since Sebastian's last record, but this is the solo record that we have always wanted from him. Believe it or not, I mean, he's a really underrated lyricist, and this is some of the best work he's ever done. He's surrounded himself with top people, and he's really put out a strong record. A lot of great stuff on it. My favorite track, Everybody Bleeds. So there you have it, numbers 20 to 11. To recap, the Mendoki Soulmates, A Memory of Our Future, kicked it off at 20. At 19 is Collective Soul, Here to Eternity. 18, Neil Morse, The Restoration, Joseph Part 2. 17, Whom Gods Destroy and Insanium. 16, Art of Anarchy, Let There Be Anarchy. 15, Eliza Niels and Color Crime. 14, 6 by 6 Beyond Shadowland. Coming in at 13, Marilyn Manson, One Assassination Under God, Chapter 1. House of Lords and Full Tilt Overdrive come in at 12, and rounding it out, Sebastian Bach, Child Within the Man at 11. So there you have it, numbers 20 to 11, some honorable mentions to check out. Give them a listen. Let me know what your favorites are, and next week we'll do the top 10. Thanks so much for checking it out.